Hey, how are you guys, man? I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
What's up? I'm good. Congrats on 40K. Come on!
Hey.
Nix, you're on mute, man.
Not so cool. But anyway, I was saying Cupcam is closer to 100K, guys. He's on 40K. Let's go. You know why?
It's not working. So we're here to celebrate Cobb's 40K. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe he's got here.
Yo. There we go. Now I'm in. Hello.
The drinks aren't here though, guys. What are we doing?
Yeah, man, we need some drinks in here.
Speak for yourself, man. Speak for yourself. I need to pre-do this with the with the pretext that I'm absolutely in the bin today. I did go out celebrating yesterday. I went out on a bit of a mad one. Basically to celebrate hitting the 40K, and I woke up today at 2:30. Just in the worst.
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon. That's why the reactions were going up so late today.
Nah, man, you need to enjoy yourself.
My guy still did the reactions though. That's the main thing.
You can see it in the first one. In the first one, I am struggling, and you can see it so badly. I've just got like one little bead of sweat just dripping down there. Just not nice at all.
Let me watch it now.
But it was a little bit mad. But yeah, what we're going to do today, friends, obviously this is the Reactors Roundtable. Sort of, we're doing this almost like a live podcast scenario. Essentially, as we've hit the we've hit the 40K, so I thought we'd use this as a good opportunity to basically do a bit of a Q&A, like ask about what's going on with the channel, ask about like the sort of direction. So we've got a couple of questions in the chat already. I'm going to fix my microphone still because I'm only coming out of one side apparently. But basically, if any of you guys have any questions to kick us off, let's go. Who wants to go first?
Okay, so you know what? Yeah, Cobb, like, there's just so much to ask when it comes to Cobb Cam. I just feel like you're such an interesting person, man. Like, you do a bit of everything. You're here, there, and everywhere. Like, if there's something to do with the music industry, Cobb is there. Do you get it?
It's always been the kind of way though. Like, I've always found that I get very bored doing just one thing, and I very much like to jump around doing other things.
Cool. Do you know what? I have so many questions because really and truly, like, we're friends, but I don't know that much about you.
I'm just a mystery of a person, essentially.
Yeah. Like, I know you're lit and you're just a vibe, but I mean, I want to know everything. I want to know, I think a good point to start off is, how did you actually get into Afrobeats? Because your knowledge, you know everyone.
How do I know people? Well, I mean, to be honest, there's like a combination of things.
As in, not. I'm not talking about knowing them personally. I'm talking about your knowledge of the music and artists and everything is just so good. So I'm wondering, how did you actually get into Afrobeats, and how long have you been actually listening to Afrobeats for?
Many years. I mean, we had this discussion on the channel a while back. Basically, we were talking about Mr. Easy, and it was on your channel, and that video hasn't come out yet, but basically I started with Mr. Easy. That was like the first person I listened through and listened to quite regularly. London to Lagos is one of my favourite albums ever made. And I remember when that was coming out, I was listening to a lot of like NSG at the time, like a lot of J Hustle as well, like a lot of that sort of UK take on what was going on in Afrobeats was the thing for me at the time. But to be honest, it probably comes from listening to dancehall, because I find the genres are so sort of similar in a lot of the kind of rhythms that are used. A lot of the kind of technical sort of side of things are very similar, and I I really did enjoy like how similar they were as sounds. So it was a very kind of natural transition. Like I was playing a lot of dancehall sets on radio at the time as well, and I found that the two sounds really married together quite well. When I was mixing, and then I kind of went from there to there, and then just kind of got very much into it. It was really, really. It's been a very fun journey as well. Obviously, I've got to meet all of you fabulous people, which has been great fun along the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, yeah, it's weird.
So,
I like the I like rhythm. That's always been my thing. Like I don't like flat music. Like I don't like just straight 4/4 house or anything like that. Like I like a lot of dance music. Obviously, I've got quite a dance music background as well. But like I like stuff with rhythm. I like stuff where there are like pockets and things you move to. Stuff you can't sit still to is like what I would describe what I like music wise. And obviously, Afrobeats falls into that quite drastically.
someone's commented. Oh, go on.
Go on, girls.
No. You finish.
Someone commented Cobcam is an absolute genius. There's no doubt about it. I feel like your knowledge is actually amazing, and you picked up on the fact that you have sort of learned all of this as well through DJing. But how long have you been DJing for? Because I know you've been doing that for a while, and like, is that sort of the first thing you got involved in if you're talking about the music industry?
I would say it's a weird one. Like I've been DJing now for around 15 years, so I've been DJing for a long time. I started doing music related stuff when I was like 12, 13. Like I was rapping to begin with, then went into production, then went into DJing very early on. Like I've been doing a lot for like a long time. But
my man's a rapper, you know.
there are many videos that you can go and watch. No, I did Don't Flop for ages. I did Don't Flop for 4 years as well, which was good
no
fun.
way.
That was part
Someone
of the...
find those in the archives. I need to see them. Hold on.
There's one on there which I was quite happy with. There's me versus Shocks the Rebel, and that's like the best example of me, of being at my best. I usually get battered, but it's still like a good kind of experience to do. But yeah, no. So I started off rapping, then started off going into production from there, and then went into DJing pretty much directly after that, like youth club sessions, and I did my work experience in a record shop, like proper that sort of storyline. I used to sell cans of Coke out of my bag at school. And I used that money to buy my first set of turntables. So it's like a proper when I look back at it, it's sort of like, actually, this is kind of cool. But yeah, no, that started doing that, then DJing from there, and then I've just kind of always DJed. Like I played a lot when I was younger. I used to sneak into the clubs basically and play when I was like 15, 16, which was very, very fun. And yeah, just been kind of doing it ever since. And then I've picked up a few more bookings recently. Playing a couple of festivals this year as well. So yeah, just I try to stay busy, especially with the DJing side of things, man. It's good fun. I love DJing more than anything else, and it's the thing that I enjoy most as like a kind of performance factor. Like having done near enough everything, clashing as well, sound clashing DJ wise is my favourite thing to do. Absolutely love it. But yeah,
that. I can tell that you've got such a background when it comes to music production and stuff because of the way that you analyze on your YouTube videos and stuff. You definitely know what you're talking about when it comes to like sounds and everything. So yeah, go on, Ghouls, you got a question for him?
I was gonna say the same thing. Did you ever? I know uni is not everything. I'm not even gonna say it, but you don't need to. Did you ever go to uni to study all this?
No, I never did, and there's a very specific reason for that. Like, in my honest opinion, you go to uni for the life experience more than what you learn 90% of times, especially if you're doing something in creative industries. Like, I've always felt that if you're doing something in creative industries, it's about how vocational you are. It's about how much you go out and get stuff done. So a lot of the people that do creative courses, it's like the events they go and run, or like the best example of it is Amelia from Chicken Shop Date. That was her uni project. And then she's gone on to make a career out of it, but that was her. She did media, and I think she did media, and that was her project. So that's like that's kind of what it was for me. And obviously, I live in Brighton, which is a party town, and I could go to the student nights without going to uni. So that was it for me. Like it was either move away to a part of town that I knew probably wouldn't be as good for you, because Brighton is such a student place. Like it's literally like I'd say about 20% of the population in Brighton are students. Like it's mad how many students there are here. Whether it's like people going to Sussex or Brighton or foreign language students or whatever, it's just a very student-heavy town. And I always found that in Brighton, one, I love where I live and I didn't really want to move away. And secondly, I could do all of those things here without having to go and travel away to go to uni, if that makes sense. And I feel I don't really know what I would have done at uni. Like I did 4 years of college at music production, so I did it at A level, And I got told I was going to get an A-star in the first year, and I'd handed my coursework in like halfway through the year, and then my tutor at the time said, "This is A-star, go and focus on the other subjects, you're fine." I got it back and I got a C, and I was like, "You dickhead, why did you tell me that? I could have made it an A-star." And then pretty much I just stopped doing music tech for the next year and just focused on the other three, and then I went to a college called Access to Music for a year and a half, and just got my I wanted to get my A-star basically, so I went and got it there. But then I went into chefing as a full-time thing, and I was doing music on the side basically.
Wow.
Can cook as well.
Innit? I've been wondering.
So my next question is, what can you not do?
I'm terrible at DIY. I am awful at DIY. I've got really bad dyspraxia, but only in like very, very close things. So, like anything to do with like screwing like nails in or like putting furniture together, I'm absolutely terrible at, and it's just not my bag at all. But again, you need quite good. I think you need quite good dexterity to be good at DJing, especially when it's like very high energy. So I don't know, anything like that, and also anything that takes a long time, I'm not very good at. I hate things that take ages. There are better things to do in life than sit and edit a video for 3 hours, in my honest opinion.
It's no cap. I want to ask though, time. One thing I noticed is you upload like 1,000 videos a day sometimes. So I'm like, how do you get the time to actually like do these things? Because I'm like, yo.
Well, since I've been doing YouTube, I've worked in creative industries. I now don't. I recently left my position in radio just because it wasn't really working. But it always kind of aligned quite nicely. I'd get home, I'd get up at like 5 a.m, go do my show at 7, stay working at the station till like 2ish, then come home and record videos for a couple of hours. And as I said before, I don't tend to do much post. I like to record everything in one. And then just roll with it, because that's very much a kind of radio ethic as well. You like have one take. You're not going to sit back and redo a link if it doesn't sound perfect, because you're live, and that's the way I kind of treat videos. I treat it as though it's live all the time. So I will probably spend about 45 minutes a day maximum actually filming and recording, and that will be it. And the rest is literally just uploading and thumbnails, which I love. Making thumbnails is my favorite thing in the world. It's my favorite part about YouTube is making thumbnails. I love how they look. I love how you can make stuff look clickbaity. Essentially, I love that as like a concept. It's like making newspaper like headlines. It's a similar kind of bracket. It's like, what can you pull people in with? And I've always found that sort of thing quite exciting. Just before we jump into any more, I'm going to go through the chat because there are lots of people here. Hello, friends. We are doing a little celebratory live podcast, basically celebrating the channel hitting 40k. We're joined by Goals, Just Vibes, and Phoenix, all in the building. Obviously, check out all the podcasts we've already done together. We've all kind of collabed on different content as well over the last year. Make sure you go and check out everyone else's channels. I will put them into the description once the video finishes. I forgot to do it beforehand because I'm a mess today. My apologies. But yeah, just going through. Big up IK Fuego, big up Shola, big up Deadly Lord, Olatunji, Tiger, Hot Spatula as well. I do love your name, I've got to say. Out to Kome in the chat. Out to Mac Dinapre? Dinepre? I don't know how you pronounce that. Out to IK Fuego as well, the Don. Out to Lakeisha as well. Bigging up your sunglasses. That's good to see, Phoenix. Good stuff.
Lakeisha, leave me alone, man, bro. That's CKFC right there. Love y'all. My Phoenix.
We don't have nothing, man. Look at us.
Cobb, did you see that? Did you see that Fuego's asked, "What's your skincare routine, Cobb? You're ancient, but you look young."
I'm ancient. I'm 28. I'm 28. I'm 28. I do no skincare whatsoever. Literally none. I do nothing any along those lines. I don't look after myself in the way I should, realistically. But yeah, I don't know. It's good lighting. That's all I'll say. Good lighting and a good camera. It covers up all the flaws. Don't believe anything you ever see on camera. Nothing filmed is real.
Guys, the amount of filters I put on my stuff, don't worry, man. This is all fake.
So, Cobb, like, what actually made you? When did you start YouTube? That's a good question.
So I was kind of uploading radio content, but I wasn't really doing it as a YouTube channel. It was just somewhere to put footage. Essentially, I was using it basically as an archive. And then the actual story behind why I started the channel was because of lockdown. We had to shut down the radio station basically because obviously it's a very close environment. Like studios in general are just very kind of close, not the tidiest or cleanest of environments. They never are because of how much soundproofing and stuff there is, how dusty stuff gets. It's just not the cleanest of environments ever. And we fought. and we thought that with that we could close it down and everyone would be okay, basically. And obviously we were away for about 6 months. And on the Sunday before the first Monday of lockdown, I left on the Friday and said, look, we need to shut this down because otherwise everyone's just going to get ill, and we can't have presenters getting ill in this sort of scenario. So I basically went home and sort of went, right, I'm off work for the time being. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I basically had the channel there, and it had like 20 subscribers or something stupid like that. And then I went, cool, I've got all the equipment at home. Like, I've got a mic, I've got a mixing desk, I've got a camera that I can use, and I can find out a way of making it work as a webcam. I used to have my DSLR show a preview on screen, and I used to screen record the preview. That's what I was doing at first before I started understanding how cameras work. But I went into it basically being like, well, I can run my show from home. I'll just do my show every morning. It'll give me something to do. Like, I'm self-employed, so I'm getting my grants and stuff, so it's fine. But I need something to do. So I basically started streaming every morning from 10 to 11:30 and just did the breakfast show then, and basically started getting guests on for interviews, and I was just doing phone calls every day. I had 2 guests on every day from like different sounds and genres. Had people like Plastician coming on, like quite like big established names in their sort of scenes, and it was good fun. And I just did that for ages, and then after about 4 weeks of that, I reacted to an AJ Tracy tune, which I quite liked, and I was like, fuck it, I've got a channel, I may as well try things. And then it just grew from there and grew from there and grew from there. And then, yeah, it's always the race to, it was the point at the start was to get to 100 subs so I could rename the channel. And then it was, I want to get to 1,000 so I can get monetized and do like interview content and see where that goes. And then obviously off the back of that, it's all just kind of grown. It's been very, very fun.
So how have you got to 40k? What do you think is the magic formula? What's the magic formula?
Not much
What do you
sleep.
think?
Not much sleep. I don't leave this chair. This sort of setting, people think I might just record it. This is the only place I ever am. Like like realistically, like I don't tend to go out much in the week unless I'm celebrating something. But literally, of an evening, I'll usually just be in this chair looking for stuff to record about. Because what I've always kind of found is I enjoy it. And occasionally, if you're in the mud or whatever, like filming can be long. Like filming is probably the longest part about actually making the content is the longest part about YouTube, in my honest opinion. But I don't know. I find that I've got quite a quick process. So with me, it's all about like templates and streamlining and making stuff quicker. Like once you've got a logo, you don't need to make the logo again, so you can just use it and find a way of like little things like that. Obviously, when we've all recorded together, like I always try to come up with ways of making things quicker, so we don't have to spend hours editing or do like I like getting stuff done in one kind of go. So yeah, that's always been my thing, man. It's grown as much as it has because I don't spend much time doing stuff that I don't feel is necessary and stuff you can save time with. So it looks like there's tons of content. And there is tons of content, but there isn't like hours and hours and hours going into making the content. The content basically makes itself. And it's something I always try to teach presenters when I was training them at radio. The best content you can make is self-replicating content. Stuff you can continuously put out regardless of whether stuff happens or not. And we used to do it with radio segments a lot of the time when I was training people. I used to be like, come up with a radio idea that you know you're going to be able to do every single time you're on air. And one girl called Mia, she came up with this idea of doing called Ride on Time, and basically they would go through artist riders and you have to guess who the artist was based on their rider. But think about how many artists have artist riders. You could do that indefinitely. Like there's always going to be more people to do it with. Like I did Marvel Watch on my show, which was literally 2 minutes talking about what's happening in Marvel at the moment. I did that because there was always news every day, like sports stuff as well. There's always sports news, and I've always said that's the best kind of way to make content, keeping stuff replicatable so you can always go back and do more. And that's what I've tried to do with the channel, basically. Just make it so it's content that I know I'm going to be able to post about every single day. There we go. Thanks for coming to the TED Talk.
I know that. I know we all. I mean, one thing that we all agree on is that your work rate is mad, and you don't sort of have a day off. It never seems like you have a day off or a week off or anything like that. And we all know how tough it can be. So I think we all need to just give you a clap.
Yes.
It
feels so narcissistic. I love it.
No. Do you know what it is? You actually just need to big yourself up because YouTube isn't easy, right? And content creation is not easy. And to stay consistent and like put out content all the time, the effort that goes into it, you always have to be in the mood to do it. So honestly, you should really reward yourself. You're at 40k. Do you know that's twice the size of O2 Arena, you know?
That's mad. It's big. I looked the other day. It's bigger. There's only 7 football stadiums, I think, in the country that are bigger than that.
Yeah.
Which is mad, isn't it? It's mad. That's very, very mad. I don't know how it's happened. I really, really don't. Viv, you tell me how it's happened. You're on like over 50 now. You tell me how this happened.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you know what it is? I think all I can actually ever advise people is just be yourself. Because if you have to make content every single day, you're gonna be bored if you have to keep putting on a facade. Like, you have to just be yourself and make content about something that you really love and are passionate about. Because if you want to grow your platform and actually do it properly, like, this is something you're going to be doing every day. You're going to be talking to your fans about every day. You're going to read Twitter feeds about every day. Like, it has to be something you genuinely wake up and feel like, cool, this is something I want to do.
It's been kind of mad for the last... Obviously, I left my radio position a few weeks ago, and I've purposefully taken like a month off before I go and do something else. I've been waking up and making videos, and that's been my day. And I'm kind of like, I really want to get to a point where this is all I have to do, because I love the idea of waking up, making 2 or 3 videos, making some food, then looking around for more videos to make and planning out. Like, I'm staying up till like 2, 3 in the morning making thumbnails to record the next day, because I'm like, I can actually plan my entire day around videos now, and I definitely want to get to a point where this could be full time. That's definitely the sort of plan for me, that this becomes the full time thing.
So someone in the chat, Mac, said, Cobb's my favourite reactor. I pay deep attention to your reviews. Thanks for everything you do for Afrobeats. 2 million subscribers are ringing.
That's mad. That's really nice of you, Mac. Thank you for watching the videos, man. That's like, I don't know if you guys get it as well, but when you upload a video and you see like 10 people have watched it, do you ever deep how mad that is? There are 10 people in the world that have had an interest in what you're doing at that moment in time, and then it goes to 20, and then 30, and then 40, then suddenly it's on like 500, and you're like, what? That's mental. It's actually mental.
What is the most viewed video you have on your channel?
I think I've got one that's 125k, which is Kwaku the Traveller from Black Sheriff. Big up the Black Sheriff fans, man. They're awesome. They are awesome.
Yeah.
They always they always like proper push videos as well, which is good to see. And then I've got a Burner Boy one that's on 72 from his Madison Square Gardens performance. All of my top apart from one video, all of my top 20 have happened in the last 6 months. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, well, Burner Boy 75,000, man. That's crazy.
That's
actually
mad.
I'm telling you, wait.
That's a lot of people, you know. If you really think about it, like, that's literally Glastonbury Festival.
That's mad. That's mental, actually.
Have you guys ever looked at your like actual analytics and statistics of like where your fans are based, your geography?
Yeah. Where is everyone's? Where's everyone's number one?
So my top ones are Nigeria, Ghana, US, and UK, and then Kenya.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. And I think Italy is there as well.
Italy's in there for me as well, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. What about you guys? Phoenix, have you guys got the same?
Me, it's Nigeria first. Shout out to the Nige. Then it's USA, because again, like, I transitioned. Like, I was basically a UK American rap reactor. So the US is there. Then it goes off to basically the same, like, Ghana, all the other African countries, which is mad because we're all from the UK and we're all making videos with people. Like, that's why I say, guys, we need to come tonight. We need to go Niger soon, but I feel we're gonna get mobbed.
Trust me,
like, bro. Imagine we all get mobbed and stuff. But yeah, what about you girls?
My one, Nigeria, Ghana. I don't know where the rest are. I think my lowest ones are in UK though, man. My lowest views.
My UK is like 7th. UK is quite low.
Yeah, it's the last one.
Really? I think UK is 4th for me. I think it's Nigeria, then US, then Ghana, then UK. I think.
Canada and Tanzania are top 5s for me. Tanzania is wicked, like, viewership. It's platinums and harmonize, and I think Rayvani's Tanzania as well, which is cool. And they always bang video. They always bang video. I find it mad, like, I find it mad how many sort of countries you're able to hit as well. Like, there was a point where Jamaica was quite high for me because I was doing a lot of sort of dancehall related stuff, which was always cool. That's something I do definitely want to dive into more, doing more dancehall reactions. But there's about 50 videos every week. It's so difficult to keep up with what goes on in dancehall because everyone releases it every 2 weeks. Every week.
So shout out the South African, the Ama Piano Kings as well. They're there as well. Hold on, I think number 5 there.
Sick. Very
I
cold,
love that.
very cold.
was there one country on your list where you were like, wait, hold on? Because I remember when I was looking, I saw Japan, and I had like 90 viewers in Japan. I was like, wait, there's someone in Tokyo actually watching my video.
Yeah, that's when you sit and deep it like that. It's like this person has found the video from somewhere or somehow. The impressions is what I find really exciting when if you look at your analytics and look at impressions. I think impressions means like the amount of people that see the thumbnail. I think that's what it is, not necessarily click on it. That's mad when you see how many people are on there, because that's always like 10,000 times higher than everything else. I'm like, there's millions of people seeing this. This is mad.
Yeah.
This is mad.
It's crazy.
It's very, very mad.
No, I'm chatting shit. United States is the next one. I have Kenya as well here.
Nice.
Yeah, Kenya.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find my.
Do you know what's crazy? Like, I mean, I don't know how many viewers you actually have in Nigeria, but like mine's over. So Nigeria is my top. So I've got over a mil from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because if we had 1 million views here, we would be recognized here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. Well, there's only like 70 million people here. That means 1 in 70 people would know who you are.
So if you think about it, like if we were to go to Nigeria, like you're actually a YouTuber there, but here I'm just going to Tesco, no one recognizes me.
Some of the states I leave my house in, I won't lie, some of the states, especially after a night out, the amount of times I'm walking up the road going, I'm so happy that people have no idea who I am, because this could be awful. I'm on the front page of the Sun just causing havoc.
Has anybody actually recognized you here, Cobb?
Yes, there's a really cool story about it actually. When I went to see Thames at Brighton Dome, it was it was part of the, I can't remember which festival it was. It was one of the Brighton festivals. Not Fringe, it's the other one, and I can never remember the other one's name. But I was there and I was sat in the seats on the outside, because it's like quite a classic looking theatre basically from the outside, and then there's like a floor. But I was sat in one of those seats basically getting my camera stuff ready with my friend Joe. And this guy came up to me and he goes, "Cubcam," and I was like, "Yeah, hi," and he was like, "Yeah, no, I can't remember where he was from. He's from somewhere that I haven't ever reacted to music wise." And he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm over here for uni. I watch your videos all the time." And I was like, "What? That's mad!"
Wow.
And it's happened to me in a couple of clubs as
That's
well,
crazy.
which has been quite fun.
It's lit.
Which is very fun.
That's crazy.
I know that's happened to you, Viv, because I've seen you at shows before, and people have come up to you and recognise you.
Yeah,
people recognising you at Platinums as well.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It was crazy. I think the first time someone recognised me was I went to meet A-Ra Star, remember? Yeah, that event, people saw me. A-Ra knew who I was, and that was like the biggest, like, what? I was recognised at an airport. That was just a whole nother story.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Was it security as you were going through?
No, it's always a mad moment when someone recognises you. But yeah, I tend to get recognised at these like industry events and stuff now, which is cool.
I like doing the industry events. They're good fun. It's the same. It's usually the same kind of group of people that are at all of them, but it's still fun. It's just sort of like, oh, I'm on the inside now. I got invited to be here. But yeah, Viv, there's a question for you in the chat.
Yeah.
What's
the question?
And the question is, how is Jeeves?
Oh, nice. She is good, thanks, guys. Yeah, she's good. Yeah, obviously she hasn't been on the channel for a while now. But I did make a video about this, and people still ask me why she left. And I just don't know why. Like, I've addressed it so many times. But she's good. Yeah, she's very well, thank you.
Good. Sora Makun? Yes, we will be answering questions. Ask away. The more questions, the more fun. It gets more fun the more questions you guys ask, so please do. But yeah, I mean, just kind of looking around. Goals. Apparently, Deadly Lord says you look familiar. I think he's watched your Chris Brown remix of Mona Lisa. Deadly Lord is a regular on this channel as well. Big up him. He always suggests Zeromar on the live streams. But yeah. Yeah, right.
Can I ask something?
Ask away.
If it wasn't for music, would you do anything else on YouTube?
I have started doing something else on YouTube.
Like, no, is there anything else that interests you?
Marvel
Oh yeah.
is like my big thing.
You like films and stuff. Oh yeah.
I'm a big Marvel, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, nerd stuff, basically. I love nerdy, lore extended stuff. The second channel we started with my boy Jan, we're doing just basically nerd-related content, which is really, really fun. But maybe sport as well. I've been on a few of the big football channels. I've been on United Stand a few times, which is quite fun. But yeah, maybe sport, because I love football. And that's like the main thing. That's the thing I spend most time doing outside of YouTube, if I'm being honest. Probably football.
That's fire.
Which is good fun.
Someone's asked, okay, so Fuego's asked, what would be on your riders?
Okay, I know I had a very fun rider for a while. When I was playing a lot, I had, and it was purely because I wanted to get a picture. My best friend Miles is the photographer at Concord, which is one of the biggest clubs down here. And I always wanted to get a booking there so that he could come and take the picture. And I always put 2 bottles of red wine on my rider with a glass. And I wanted to basically get caught mixing, holding a glass of red wine with like headphones on and just like that, but with like holding a deck with a glass of wine like that. And I never got to do it because every time I was there, he wasn't booked for it, and it was so upsetting. But it's for me, mine is usually just a 70 of Morgan Spice and a 2-litre bottle of Levi Roots, the lemon one, the lemon juice that he does. That's my normal rider.
Cub, I've got a question for you.
Please ask away.
So now that you've hit 40k,
yes,
what are your like short-term and long-term visions for the channel? Because you're doing so much already, but I'm pretty sure you're going to be doing a whole lot of other stuff by the time we've spoken to you, and it's like 60k, 80k, 100k. What's the goal?
I mean, the goal for me is to get the plaque, and the plaque is going to go literally there. I've measured it, and it lands just below where it says Red Bull. The size of that fridge, the size of that fridge is literally about that much bigger than how big the plaques are, and I'm literally going to put the plaque underneath there, so it's all in the background. Getting the plaque, I think, is all every kind of YouTuber's like. That's the thing. I still find it weird calling myself a YouTuber. I still find that very, very weird, even though it is like a thing. I think you become a YouTuber the second you hit a K, to be honest.
No. Can we talk about this? When do you actually become a YouTuber? Because do you know what? I still don't even call myself one.
It's the second you look at something and go, "Can I make a video out of it?" That's the second you become a YouTuber. Nothing I like is enjoyment anymore. It's all content. Everything is content.
I don't know when you become a YouTuber, honestly, I don't. I mean, it's weird because people will view you that way. Yeah. Some people won't. And then it's how you view yourself as well. So it's like, there's no in between for me because I don't see myself in that way, which is funny. But then again, I know I am. So
yeah, it's a funny one.
I claim that.
Phoenix, so you're a YouTuber. Do you think you're a YouTuber?
You're definitely a YouTuber, bro. Everything. Your channel is very YouTubey.
What do you mean?
You're doing unboxings of headphones on reaction videos.
No, it's the intro for me. I don't even know how you do it. Like, how do you do it?
Which one?
The heart. I don't know. How do you do it? Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're so Gen Z, man. I'm too old for this. I don't know how to do these things.
Wait. So guys, basically, like, I'll wrap this up because this ain't my live stream. This is Cubs. But I'm more time like the reason I do vlogs on my intros because it's kind of like I didn't want to be like a reactor. More time I wanted to just be your normal. You get me? Just kid a YouTuber, do pranks, but then this what caught on. So like, what I like about my supporters, I won't just skip the video because I was actually, breakfast is like heartbreak. So I was reacting to a bomb different size. So I was like, guys, F it. Let me tell you about my breakfast, my first heartbreak. I put it at the start of the video thinking, they're just going to skip to the reaction. The comments are now saying, I'm sorry for your heartbreak and all this. I was like, what? Yo, actually, what's that? But yeah, I'd say I call myself an influencer because I'm actually bigger on TikTok. On TikTok, I have like 60k. So
mad. That's mad.
That's mad.
Yeah, but I enjoy YouTube, man. I met all these people as well. Like, guys,
yeah, it's good fun. I do enjoy the fact we've got the chat. Basically, if you aren't aware, we do have a group chat that all of us are in, and Banks and Palm Wine. We're all in there, and we're basically whenever anything happens, we're all just in there like, guys. Snippet. There's a 12-second snippet of a new Victony tune.
Literally, you know, in that group chat, we have no rules. Like, any time of day, we're using capital letters. It doesn't matter. Voice notes. Yeah, Cobb. Someone said, oh no, Phoenix. Someone said Phoenix is definitely a YouTuber. He's got that vibe. And we know exactly what he means.
I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know but go on. Appreciate that.
Fuego said, Cobb, you can answer this. Do record labels approach you for reactions or promotions?
Yes, they do. And I'm pretty sure they have approached everyone in this group at some point or another. There are lots of different labels that do it. And again, as far as I'm aware, it's illegal in the UK to not mention if something's been like paid for on a video, because it's sponsored advertising content. I think that's the one I was trying to go for. So if someone has approached me to do it, and it's one that I'll never do one that doesn't make sense. That's what I've always kind of said. Like, if it's like, even with like advertisers, I've had like bare gaming companies hit me up about sponsoring the channel. I'm like, I can't really help promote this because I don't know how to promote it, because it's not what it is. But like, if it's like a headphone company, I'll be like, cool, I can actually talk about this because I can understand like why it's good, if that makes sense. It's relevant. Labels do approach. It's usually quite artist led though. Artists tend to be the ones that actually approach a lot of the time. I think all of us have been getting more approaches from labels recently, which is cool. It also means we get sent stuff a little bit early sometimes. We kind of know when stuff's being released, hence why we all tend to have our reactions dropping around the same time. But yeah, we've had a few meetings with a few people, which is good fun, and I'm sure you'll find out about some stuff moving forward. But yeah, it's all very fun. There's a lot of people do approach, I think, everyone here, to be honest with you.
I want to be like I want to be Tom Holland in Spider-Man. You know when he just leaks the information about what? Do you remember that? Yeah. I was about to do that right now. I was like, follow our Twitters.
Let's see what else we got here. Cobb, keep up the amazing work. You've made me enjoy Afrobeats a lot. Love from Japan.
Oh man, big up Japan in the house. That's crazy. Yes. That's global business, man. I love that. Big up Seth. Big up Seth.
Big up Seth. That is crazy. That's Japan, really cool, you know.
That's crazy. The maddest thing is finding out where people listen to certain sounds. Man. I find it so mad. Like, I saw someone say earlier there's a big Nigerian community in Italy. That's why the views are kind of there from Italy for a lot of people. So that makes sense. That's really cool.
But do you know what one of the best feelings is as well? I don't know if you guys agree, but I'm pretty sure we do. It's like when people tell you that they weren't really interested in Afrobeats before, but now after seeing your channel, they love the music.
Yes. Or you introduce them to a certain song. And that's it.
That's good. There's someone in the chat called Ugo, and he often comments saying, I hadn't seen this one before, but I'm adding it to my playlist. Dominic Andrews does that a few times as well. And he's quite regular on it. We do recognise the names, by the way. If you comment on a lot of videos, we do notice that you are doing it, and we thank you very, very much. All of us do. So yeah, that's good fun.
Okay. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to my wife, Lakeisha, man. Okay. I love South Africa, boy. Okay, it's lit.
Right. So Cobb, you said you want to get the plaque. So anything else? Like, do you see yourself doing anything more? Like, obviously you do reactions, you cover events, interviews. What else? Do you do DJing mixes? I don't know if I've forgotten anything, but yeah, you do a lot already. Is there anything kind of new that you're thinking to like do, or?
I mean, a lot of the stuff I'm going to be doing on the second channel, which is Law Boys. There's a link to that in the description. Do go and follow it. That's all the kind of stuff. That's all more sort of like, obviously content-wise, that's completely different to what goes on this one. But on this channel, again, more sort of live stuff. I'm always looking to do more live stuff. I just can't commit to doing it regularly until I know what's kind of going on elsewhere in life. And committing to weekly live stuff is always like, I did it throughout like the last 6 months prior to going back into radio. I was streaming every Friday on Requested Live, and it was good. It was good fun. It was like an hour and a half every Friday, but it got very tiring because then I'd have to rush out afterwards, and it was just like that. I do kind of want to do the pull-up show, which I've been trying to do weekly, but just finding a slot that I can do it every week is quite difficult, which is kind of a combination of kind of combination of like live of react, like an hour of reacting, then kind of like a guest interview, then 45 minutes of mixing and stuff like that, which is I like doing very kind of just from the radio background. Like I like doing shows, if that makes sense. Like I like putting together content and then putting it all together and slotting it all together. But yeah, maybe doing a little bit more stuff on different radio stations as well, as I'm not on any specific one at the moment. I can kind of jump around. I was on Rep the other day. That was good fun. The mix for that is up on the channel as well. So yeah, just kind of focusing on just focusing on just expanding more than anything else. Like I'm trying to keep up the thing of uploading at least a video a day, which I've done for the last 6 months near, and I've averaged more than that, but I think there's only been 2 days in the last 6 months I haven't uploaded, and both of those times I was just in the mud basically, and I didn't have anything planned. But yeah, just more general stuff, more vlog content as well, more sort of top 10s and breakdowns. I'm always trying to find different angles to go at stuff. Like I did ranking Made in Lagos tracks 2 years on a couple of days ago, like a little bit of like looking back at old albums, maybe, yeah, that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm always kind of keen to look through stuff from like with new eyes, basically. One thing I did have an idea for a couple of years ago was going back and reviewing like my old like grime CDs, because I've literally got bare like old Wiley Tunnel Vision and like Cameo Sound of the Pirate CDs and stuff. It's like in the corner. And just bare like old CDs from when I used to DJ a lot of sort of dubstep and UK funky and stuff like that. So I might go back and maybe go through my CD collection and like react to some stuff like that. I don't know. Just more stuff basically. Just trying to stay busy. Again, more vlog content, more Cubcast stuff, more interviews. I need to come up with a new game show idea, because Higher or Lower has near enough run its course, because there aren't that many artists left and everyone has already done one. So it's one of those. But yeah.
There's another question that says, tell us each your favorite musicians at the moment.
Ooh. In general or just in Afrobeats?
Just let's do Afrobeats.
Let's do Afrobeats.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say Victorini's up there. Absolutely slapping at the moment. I really like what Benson's doing. I think his run's been really, really good. Really like what Aira's been doing this year. I think she's been killing it. I think her run's
the moment,
really
like
good.
right now, like who do you think is your favorite right now?
Right now, probably Oxlade, to be honest.
I knew you.
Ooh, I didn't know you would say that.
It's probably Oxlade at the moment, just because he's got so many bangers. Want You is I don't know why it's not being kind of put into that bracket for top tunes of the year, because it's up there for me. And then on top of that as well, obviously Colossa's blowing up, and it's mad, and it's stuck in my head constantly. That run of Colour Sessions was crazy when it was Aira, then Oxlade, then Bodge. Like, it was sick. And there's another new one. There's a Brienne one up by there at the moment as well that I need to check out at some point.
Joe Colours.
Say again?
Joe Boys as well.
Joe Boy did a Colours as well.
Did. I saw him on Vlad. He's on Vlad TV doing interviews.
Really?
Yeah, he's on Vlad TV.
Wait, guys, I think we've got a good question here, you know. So Fuego, I didn't even know this about him, but he actually has a YouTube channel. And he said he hasn't uploaded anything in almost 2 years. His content was mainly about music production, but he thinks he wants to delve into music content, so like lyric breakdowns, essays, etc. And he's asking us whether we have any tips for him. So what do you guys think are probably the startup tips and like how to grow your channel?
Templates. Everything on templates, whether it be thumbnail design, whether it be the way you're recording. Don't work from scratch every single time. It's a waste of time, and you can save so much time in your methodology and your process, and it keeps you motivated. When stuff doesn't take ages, it keeps you motivated. If you spend hours doing something and then it doesn't do well, you're like, what's the point? Because everyone's like that. Everyone does. But it's just coming up with like as many ways of saving time as possible without reducing the quality of content is what I would say first of all. And also just go. That's it. Like, so much of this is just about actually doing it rather than just going, oh, I'll sit on this bit of content for ages and wonder what I'm going to do with it. You have to just throw yourself out there a lot of the time and just go. That's the best advice I can give. It's the advice I give to most people is just go. IK also saying he doesn't like being on camera.
That's going to be a problem.
I mean,
That's gonna be a problem. Do you know what though? You can get over that, because I was never a camera person. Like, I did not like social media. I wasn't really like someone who posted Instagram pictures a lot. I wasn't really that kind of person. When I started, I literally just got comfortable with the camera being there. So what you can do to get over that is literally set your camera up in your room or wherever you are, and just press play. And you don't overthink it. Just let yourself do what you're doing, like for like 10 minutes. If you're not able to talk because you're nervous or something, that's fine. Have something to drink. Maybe, I don't know, call your friend. Just act normal. Do normal things in front of the camera and just get used to it actually just being there.
You forget it's there. Very, very quickly.
Yeah.
You forget it's there.
Also,
And then
go on.
Yeah, go on. No, go on.
I was gonna say, keep doing it like regularly. Do you get it? If one day and then you stop, it's gonna feel like it's like the first time you're doing it. If you keep doing it, you get the habit of it, and just be yourself. Yeah. Honestly, because I was the same. Like, I used to just look around and start laughing. Like, I'm actually doing this. Like, what am I doing talking to a camera? But I think it's just consistency. Like, you would actually be proud of yourself at the end.
Yeah, fully.
When I first started, like, I used to spend so much time editing my videos because I would be stuttering. The sentences didn't make sense. Like, I was not comfortable in front of the camera, so I was chopping it down so much. But after a while, you understand the sequence that you have to do your videos. You know, you have the intro, hi guys, blah 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 blah, then you go into what you want to talk about, and then you just outro. So it's like, we all naturally do this now. We don't even think about it. As soon as I press play on the camera, we just know what we're doing.
Everyone has a catchphrase as well that you open up with. You end up developing a catchphrase. No one knows it to begin with. You'll end up saying it.
Yeah. So something like that you can definitely get over, but if you don't try, you're never going to be able to do it. So I think all of our advice, I mean, Phoenix, you haven't given advice yet, but me and Carb's advice basically was just get stuck into it. Because you said you haven't done it for 2 years, so why wait another 2 years? Like, you might as well just start now.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Spinning a Beyblade.
Yeah, I think my advice is just kind of, don't look at the views as well. That can be like mentally straining. You might be like, oh, it's not blowing. Actually, why am I blowing? It's all the process. It's like a snowball. So trust in the process.
I'd say consistency is for any project to grow. Consistency is the key to success, as far as I'm concerned. Just doing stuff constantly. That would be my last bit of advice. Just if you start, go. Just go.
Guys, I think one main thing. Did you see the Grammys article when they said Afrobeats something? Saying like Afrobeats is a mix of West African music and American. Kind of, because there's been a big talk about that recently. Like, everyone's kind of mad about that. So yeah.
Someone asked us about that, but I feel like that's a very heavy topic to get into. But in short, I don't agree.
I think there are elements like I'm noticing more R&B influenced elements popping up at the moment. But apart from that, R&B is a global genre anyway. So
no, they're saying Afrobeats. They tried to say that Afrobeats originates from Africa and is a mix of African and Black American music, and it went absolutely ballistic on Twitter because everyone's saying the narrative is wrong and that Afrobeats originates from mainly Nigeria, Ghana, and West Africa. So that's why there was a huge discussion about it.
I see.
Yeah.
That's a live stream. Like, when we do the next roundtable episode.
Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion.
Do make sure you are checking out all the roundtable videos as well. We all get together. We have a nice like hour and a half chat about all the things that are going on in music at the time. So do go and make sure you follow that.
There's a question here from Seth. He said, to everyone on panel, do you think Afrobeats has reached its height of recognition, or do you think there is room to grow? As here in Japan, I didn't have much exposure to Afrobeats before Cubcam TV.
Definitely. There's always a bigger fish. There's always a more ceiling to kind of push through. We were saying this the other day about it's becoming more pop culture as well. Like, I go through my TikTok feed, it's all people like doing dance routines to mainly Afrobeats now. That's the genres that people are doing the dance routines to. We were saying the other day about Benson is in Fortnite. Like he's got a song on Fortnite radio, so it's like that. Those are the sort of things that make things more globalized. When stuff appears in games, on adverts, in like montages, and it becomes normalized for stuff to be in montages. That's stuff that I feel does make stuff more globalized. And Japan as a country, I always find is not necessarily slow to pick up on things, but once as a nation they get into something, they get into it. And that's what I've tended to find. I've always been told about Japan music-wise, it's primarily hip-hop or reggae. They're the two things that I've always been told. Like, reggae's huge.
Really?
Reggae's huge in Japan, yeah. What's the name of the system? Mighty Crown are one of the best sort of clash duos. They're like one of the best sound systems in the world. They're Japanese. And they're mad. Like, they're so good. And there's quite a big like vinyl culture and collector's culture out there as well. So...
Crazy. But can we just take the compliment that he also said in his message that he literally hasn't had any exposure to Afrobeats before Cobcam TV?
That's nice. How did you find the channel? That's what I want to know. How did you find the channel if you hadn't had any exposure to it prior?
That's crazy.
That would be
literally introduce a genre to them.
Yeah, it's crazy. Maybe he saw me on United Stand and went, oh, he talks a lot. I'll go follow him. Maybe that was it.
Cobb, I've got a question for you, Cobb.
Ask away.
What do you think has been your highlight of your YouTube experience so far?
Oh, that's a good one.
I think it's going to be hard to find one, but I mean, like, what's the one that screams out?
20k was nice because I was out with people when it happened. When I hit 20k. I was out with a few friends and they were all like checking it every couple of minutes, and then someone came over and said, "You're at 20k," and then we all just went, "That was good. That was quite nice." I don't know. A lot of the interviews, I suppose. The interviews have been quite good, like getting Ayra Starr on quite early. I mean, a lot of it's intertwined with radio as well. Like the two were kind of very much part of the set because I used to upload the videos from the show. Hitting 100k on a video, that was good.
Yeah,
that was always a good one. Having people recognize it as well, having the artists share stuff, like CK messaging me and Oxlade messaging me, Kwesi Arthur, like people messaging me basically being like, love what you do. That's like huge. That's kind of like, if you're being recognized by the people making it, then it's like, and I think this goes for all of us. I'm pretty sure the artists watch all the reaction videos. I'm pretty sure that, because I would, if I was an artist, I'd watch every reaction video, because maybe I'm a bit of a narcissist, but I would watch what people are saying about it, because you're supposed to do it, because then you know.
Yeah. Bro, when Ayra Star commented on our videos for the colors, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
because I rewatched the video. That's when I rewatched the video and I realized, bro, I'm here shooting my shot every 2 seconds. Like, bro, she just watching all of this. I fully said, Ayra, when you come UK, you need to jump on the channel. Like, I'm trying to wipe you. I'm like, bro, why do you say that? Like, she's actually gonna watch it, but yeah, shout out to that.
Yeah, it's crazy when you see the people that you react to actually like acknowledging and messaging you. Like when you're actually DMing someone that you actually listen to, it's just a crazy feeling.
That's crazy, man. That's always good fun. I saw a question in the chat a little while ago. I think it was Deadly Lord. Your top 5 dancehall artists. At the moment, I would say Jamil. He's up there. I don't know if you can class Taurus Riley as a dancehall artist, but he's kind of on the fringes with between that and reggae, so probably Taurus Riley. Big fan of Chronic Law. Big fan of Mavado. I'm very happy he's back, and then probably Alkaline they'd probably be my top 5. I'm sure I've missed people. Shauna's in there as well. And I would say Shensia, but she's very much, the most recent album isn't very dancehall-y. It's very much American hip-hop. So, yeah. It would be the 5. Anyway, next. I do that now. Whenever there's silence, I just go. I'll be gaming with friends and then just be like, just appears out of nowhere.
Nah, I'm telling you, like for me, it's just I'm tired of it now. Like TikTok, it's just every time closer.
Is that Banks? Is that Banks I hear? Is that Banks I hear talking?
Oh no. Banks is different. Actually, nah, it's the same thing. I love Oxlade though. You see, Colo, that is the best hook to me, like in Afrobeats. Colo is like, oh my god. Nah, but yeah, shout out to Oxlade though, guys.
Oxlade is sick, man.
Very, very cold. Right, who's got more questions? I enjoy answering. I'm normally the one asking questions, so this is quite
Are
fun.
you enjoying yourself, Cobb?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I've got my bevy. My hangover is finally gone, and I'm talking to people I enjoy spending time with.
Let me ask, Cobb, when is the vlog coming? Like, I'm trying to see outside of the chair. Like, I enjoy the chair, but
Trust me, man. I like this. I
I
like this, like, other side of you where we're getting to know you more. You know, I feel like we need
I'm telling
this more
you.
from you.
I'm telling you.
I mean, I've been wanting to put football videos up, which is something I've been meaning to do for a while. I don't know how interested people are in football, but you probably see on if you follow me on Insta, you'll just see I'm uploading football clips every few weeks. Might do some of that. Don't know. I don't know. Whenever there's something to do, I take my camera out, and I usually have my camera on me if I'm out and about. If I'm going to an event, I'll take my camera and do a bit of vlogging. I see myself as a journalist more than anything else, so that's always like, so I'm always kind of, whether it's writing or whether it's making videos, like reaction videos are essentially journalism as far as I'm concerned. They are essentially like giving analytics and giving your kind of breakdown of music, and I think that's journalism. I think that's a brand of journalism. The channel is quite journalistic as a whole, like it's quite technical, it's quite like all that sort of stuff. So I don't know, maybe I'll just take my camera out and start filming normally. I think that's where radio came into it though, because that's where a lot of that sort of side of who I was came out, especially when I had like co-hosts on and stuff. That would be, I got a bit of a reputation of a bit of a grumpy old man. There was a point that was happening, so which I don't think I am.
I don't know. What do you? So, Phoenix and Ghouls, like, what do we want from Cobb going forward?
Or
what does everybody? Everybody.
I was about to say something, but I didn't want to sound like a dickhead. That's why I said.
Say it.
I was gonna say, try one of your videos. Just try do like all those like mad edits and all that instead of, you understand, just for one video. Like, I enjoy how you do your style already, but then just for one video, try just do a madness. Yeah, we just put all the memes, all of that crazy stuff.
I might do.
You know, I want to hear more of your things. You know when you do your DJing?
Yeah.
You know when you mix like the Afrobeats songs?
Yeah.
I want like more of that. Like,
Okay.
I actually enjoy listening to that. So if you do keep doing things like that with like the new songs and everything, yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
That'll excite
could
me.
be cool. Like all the new songs of like the last 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's.
And it would even be cool if you did like a DJ, like even if the background was different, like do it somewhere else or something like this.
Yeah,
like, it would
that's
be
what
sick.
I've been trying to find the space. Like, I don't want to do it at Pirate Studios because everyone's used the Pirate Studios backdrop. I've got a green screen behind. I've got a green screen I can pull up. I've got like the proper one in the box that you like open and pull up. But getting lighting to work on it is long. So maybe I'm again with the pull-up show. That's definitely something I'm looking to do. Doing a lot more sort of stuff interactive with that. I have got a mix series that I'm looking to run soon, which I might take the green screen to and set up lighting and have it on in the background. But I'm basically, there's a few DJs down here in Brighton that I really get on with. One called 44 Ricks, who was on radio with me. There's a guy called AT. There's a guy called Changing Currents. There's like a fair few DJs that kind of work in and around this kind of sphere. And I definitely want to do sort of back-to-back mixes with them, like focusing on sort of Afrobeats and Amapiano and dancehall and stuff like that.
So
Just kind of intertwining.
You can go to a beach, innit? For coming beach party.
Yeah, the beach is right across.
Do you know how difficult that is to do? Like, it's so difficult to set up because you have to take all the equipment, you have to get a power source, you then have to get cameras, you then have to find a space where people aren't going to knock your camera over. There's a guy on Facebook, he goes viral, called Suat, and he does like he'll go be in like canoes and stuff with a DJ setup, just going down a canal. Like DJing with like speakers and stuff. He went in. He like DJ'd in a Tesco. Like he DJ'd like he's got like a portable setup. He goes around and DJs on. And there's another person who rides around on a bike, but has a DJ set up on the bike, and he just had loads of people like riding next to him, and he does DMB sets. So it's doable. I mean, personally, what I want to start doing in regards to bookings is getting the bookings and filming the bookings. That's what I would like to do, and then have the footage from the shows actually going out. That would be the idea. But IK Fuego saying you could target TikTok audiences with short DJ mixes. I did for a while. I did a run of about I think 6 weeks in a row. I did like the top 5 releases of the week, and I managed to fit them into a minute. And it's genuinely quite easy to do. And I had it set up, and I was doing it. And I just lost interest in doing it. Basically, that's why I stopped. But I might start uploading those. I might start doing those again and uploading them to YouTube as shorts, maybe doing like 1 minute clips. But again, with DJ mixes, you are literally essentially a slave to the blocked gods as to whether you'll get copyrighted or not for DJ content. So I want to do more DJ content though, definitely.
I don't know what else I want to see from you. I think I'd like to see like just more you, like you away from music as well. I would like to see you doing some fun stuff, like I don't know, a day
YouTube
like,
stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like challenge it or like something funny, like. Yeah, I would actually watch that. I would love that.
How about like you do cooking, innit? Can't you show us like that?
Like
yeah, I could do that.
I'll be sick, innit?
That's true. My kitchen's a state. That's the only reason I haven't.
We all want to learn how to cook.
It would be cub dine with me, not come dine with me.
Yeah, see, sorry.
I'm seeing the lyrics.
Yeah, man.
I'm
gonna be on you for this cub, man. Trust me. By next month, I want to see an episode. Cub dine with me. We're gonna come and eat the food and give you a rating.
I do. I really like cooking for people. Like I have like dinner parties here all the time, or I have like 15 of my friends come around. And I'll just put bare food on the table and like I'll wear my chef whites and I get my chef whites out the cupboard again, and literally just proper put on the spread. That's always good fun. Yeah, there's a few questions in here. Max saying, hey, Cubcam, have you got any mixtapes on YouTube? Yeah, just check through, search Pull Up on the channel, and you'll see loads of mixes. Just search DJ Mix, and you'll find loads of stuff if you search it on the channel. There's about 15, 20 on there at the moment, like loads of different ones. And Deadly Lord saying, I have a question. Would you be a music artist and producer? I have been an artist. I have toured Europe before, which is good fun. DJing primarily and producing, and I've been a producer before as well. All of the sort of song you hear in the backdrop for a lot of the sort of discussion videos we have and on the Higher or Lower show, I produced that. soundcloud.com/CubKXVU, go look on that, or just look at Kovu on Spotify. It's mainly grime and dubstep and UK funky, but yeah. And IK saying music management down the line. I run a record label as it is. And I've tried music management, and it's not really for me because I'm not great at seeing what other people should do, if that makes sense. Like I always approach things like how I would approach it, but that doesn't necessarily work for everyone else, so it's quite a difficult thing to transpose across. But I work in the industry in general. Like I co-manage a record label from the A&R sort of side of things, so sort of involved on that sort of side of things already. But I don't know if I'd want to go into music management full time. I'd like to go into teaching at some point, but not really management, I'd say.
What kind of teaching, Cobb?
Genuinely, probably just like course management, I think is something I'd like to do. But like for a music-based, like go to like a music college or something like that, but do like course management. So like getting people to make sure all their stuff's done on time, like being organised, coming up with like working methods and stuff like that. I'd like to do something like that because that's like where my strong point. Organisation's my strong point, I think. So that would be what I'd like to be into that at some point. Yeah.
It's fine. I'm gonna ask. I'm about to hit 10K. Can I get a CK mix if I do hit 10K soon?
Sure thing, brother. I used to run mixes on the channel. I used to run a celebration series where I do like one artist and then just do like their catalog and just mix it all together in like 10 minutes. But yes, I can do a CK one. I might bring that back actually because that was quite fun. Again, it depends on whether the tracks get blocked, because if it gets blocked, editing mixing videos is one of the most stressful things, because obviously because you have to make sure it sounds like it sounds, you basically have to match the video, and you have to, if you're cutting stuff down, you have to do it in 8 bars, otherwise it sounds terrible. So you have to like cut stuff down in sections of 8. So if you only play like 8 bars of a tune and it gets blocked, I can't upload the video, because there's no way of editing it down. So yeah. I mean, I want to do more mixed content on the channel. The thing with mixed content is sometimes it's really popular and then sometimes it's not. Like I've got one mixed video on 2.5K and then most of them barely hit like 100 views. So it's like gauging which way to go with it. IK saying A&R for the Afrobeat scene, you got the connections already. Maybe. I like A&R and it's good fun. Maybe there might be conversations going on already. Who knows? I shan't spill any beans.
Well, Carb, we're all very happy for you, and congrats on your 40k.
Thank you, man.
Congrats.
That was
I wish we
full
had
of enthusiasm. That Viv, I enjoyed that.
Listen, I've been congratulating you all day. Like, let's not even go there.
Oh god, I got myself a stitch with that.
Well, we need to celebrate this outside of this video. Anyone that want to come, you know you're welcome.
I'm
But
telling you guys.
we're not in person, that's why. But we're happy for you.
Yeah. Oh, AT in the chat. Big up AT. Right, yeah, we'll wrap things up there then. Guys, thank you for watching. It's been great seeing so many of you join us. Thank you to everyone who has been in the chat and all your questions as well. I don't know if people want to see more sort of regular Q&A series. I've been in the industry a long time. I'm always keen to answer questions. Maybe I'll do like a monthly one where I just put together a little video. I could do the cool editing on that as well if you want, Phoenix. I could do like a Q&A video and make it proper YouTubey.
Hey, go on.
Who knows? IK saying, are you guys reacting to our request? We're not today. I would quite like to do a requested live with people, though. That could be quite fun, something to do down the line, getting us reacting to stuff together. That'd be quite fun.
Yes,
sounds good.
That'd be quite good. But yeah, we are going to sign out there then, friends. Thank you for watching. It's been great fun seeing everyone in the building. And yeah, we'll see you all next time. Guys, thanks for joining me and allowing me to indulge in narcissism for an hour or so.
Main character, no cap.
Yeah, no one.
Big up, guys. All right, cool. We'll round off there, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.
Hey.
That's fine. We actually need to all link up one day and just like that, like